Hey guys, in today's video I will be reviewing the newest Mandalorian episode, The Heiress. Just like my past Mandalorian episode reviews, I will start off talking about my first impressions, then I will cover the episode's strengths, and finally I will talk about the weaknesses of the episode. So let's start talking about my first impressions. I would like to say that I love this episode. In my last review I complained that episode 2 didn't move the plot of The Mandalorian ahead. It felt like that last episode didn't matter to the series. However, the newest episode is on the other side of the spectrum. It was a full 30 minutes of nothing but action and excitement. Definitely one of the better episodes in the series. It gave the season a lot of life to it. We had 2 rumors confirmed. It was rumored that Bo-Katan would be in this season of The Mandalorian. And in this episode we get to see her. The biggest rumor of season 2 was that Ahsoka would be making an appearance in the season. This rumor was also confirmed by Bo-Katan. It really is amazing how many rumors have come true already in this season. Cobb Vanth, Boba Fett, Bo-Katan, and Ahsoka were all rumored to be in this season, and they are all confirmed to be in this season. I just really like it how The Mandalorian creates new characters, and has a way of bringing familiar characters into the mix. This is definitely the show's biggest strength. This episode makes me crave for new Mandalorian episodes. As of now this is my favorite episode of season 2, but I'm sure that will change. As for a rating, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. A great episode that will be very important to the rest of the Mandalorian series. So now let's talk about the strengths of the episode. First of all, this episode did a great job of clearing up some plot holes. We finally get to see why Mando is one of the only Mandalorians to not take his helmet off. The story goes that the majority of Mandalorians take their helmets off in front of other life forms. But as Bo-Katan explains, Mando isn't in that majority of Mandalorians. Mando is a child of Death Watch. Death Watch decided to break away from Mandalore. They wanted to revert back to the ways of their Mandalorian ancestors. So they swore to never take their helmets off in front of a living being. It is a good thing that Mando is finally enlightened, because I foresee Mando meeting many Mandalorians in the future of this series. So I would say that the writers of the Mandalorian series did a great job of clearing that up. Another strength of the episode is how important this episode is to the rest of the series. It sets up so many different plots that will drive the season forward. This episode leads us to knowing that Bo-Katan is searching for the Darksaber. We also know that she knows that Moff Gideon was the last person with the Darksaber. Based on the fact that Bo-Katan is searching for Moff Gideon, I'm sure that we will see more of Bo-Katan later in this season. Another plot that this episode introduces is Mando searching for Ahsoka Tano. Bo-Katan gives Mando all the information that Mando needs to find Ahsoka. Now the question is, will we see Ahsoka in the next episode? My answer is, no. My guess is that there will be a little side mission before we get to see Ahsoka. This side mission will most likely take up the majority of the next episode. My guess is that the side mission will involve Mando meeting up with Cara Dune and Greef Karga. In the trailer we saw Mando meeting up with them on Nevarro. We also saw what looked like some action scenes on Nevarro. I am talking about when we see those stormtroopers on speeders chasing someone. So my guess for the next episode is that Mando will meet up with Cara and Greef. Then Mando will tell them that he needs their help finding Ahsoka. After that Cara and Greef will say that they can help, but first they need Mando's help taking down an Imperial outpost or something like that. Taking down that outpost will then be the main plot of the episode. After that I am assuming we will see Mando, Cara, and Greef blast off in the Razor Crest heading for the forest planet of Corvus, where they will find Ahsoka Tano. I am pretty confident that this will be roughly what the next episode will be like. Even if we don't get to see Ahsoka next episode, I'm sure it will still be a great episode. So based on that, I would say that what the Heiress did best was setting up the rest of the season. Also another strength that I would like to key in on is the action. Boy did this episode have a lot of action. The second half of the episode where Mando and the Mandalorians are hijacking the Empire's ship is amazing. It really shows how talented Mandalorians are at fighting. They take down a whole ship of stormtroopers and there is only 4 of them. Although, stormtroopers are just terrible. They couldn't do a thing against the 4 Mandalorians. Also, the officers of the ship seemed to be very inexperienced. That one officer that said for the stormtroopers to close the doors was a complete idiot. He locks them in one of the only 2 places on the ship that can open the door to the cargo storage room. This stupidity results in the death of the officer and some stormtroopers, which then results with the Mandalorians getting their hands on some weapons. After that, they are able to take the ship before the captain of the ship can crash the ship into the ocean. This whole sequence of events was really fun to watch. Also, after that sequence we get one of my favorite name drops in cinematic history. Bo-Katan tells Mando where to find Ahsoka Tano. Absolutely amazingly done, and it makes me so excited for next Friday. So now that we have talked about the many strengths of the episode, let's talk about the heiress's weaknesses. Now that I have watched the first 3 episodes of The Mandalorian Season 2, I have noticed a pattern. Mando asks for information from someone, then to get that information he has to go on a mission for someone. This happened in episode 1 with Cobb Vanth and the Krayt Dragon. This happened in episode 2 with Mando giving passage to the Frog Lady. And finally this also happened in episode 3 with Mando having to help Bo-Katan hijack an Imperial ship to get information about the Jedi's whereabouts. Also, if my prediction for episode 4 holds true, this dynamic will also occur on Nevarro with Mando, Cara Dune, and Greef Karga. So far this type of plot has worked twice and struck out once in episode 2. The only reason that I am putting this in the weakness category is because it could get very repetitive. Although, the whole plot of this season is Mando acquiring information, so it will probably change once Mando gets the information he needs. Another flaw of episode 3 is that it is rather short. The episode only lasts for around 30 minutes. It has a lot of material shown for those 30 minutes. So some people may think that this episode is a little rushed. Personally, I thought it was fine. But maybe that's just because I know a lot about Star Wars. Casual viewers may find it easier to get confused by this episode. With so many new characters and concepts being introduced, I don't blame them for getting confused. I would definitely say that this episode was more geared towards hardcore Star Wars fans. Most casual viewers don't even know who Ahsoka Tano or Bo-Katan are. But this episode was a spectacle if you do know those 2 characters' backstories. Overall, most of those flaws that I mentioned were just petty. In truth, the episode doesn't have very many flaws. It was amazing. I am so excited for episode 4. Make sure to comment your thoughts on the heiress. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button. Also, if you enjoy my channel, consider subscribing. May the Force be with you, always. See you next time on Star Wars Ranked.